Hi, it's Susie with another quick exercise tip. Now with the weather warming up and with spring well and truly upon us, we're going to be going through some gardening exercises over the next few weeks. So this week we're starting with some exercises to increase the endurance of the muscles in the back. A lot of gardening activities involve being in a bent over position, lifting things, pulling out weeds, attending to the soil, all sorts of activities, but most of them have that common theme where we're bending forward at the waist. So we want to make sure those back muscles are nice and strong so they can support us in this position and reduce the discomfort we experience when we stay in that position for some length of time. So I'm going to show you 3 exercises today. Let's go through the first one to begin with. You're just going to need something like a chair, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the weight of our arms and legs to load up the back muscles. So what we need to do first of all is we need to have a bit of a lean forward to start with, okay? So however much you can tolerate. If you can tolerate this, that's great. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, what you can do is use the chair seat pad itself and get a little bit more of that forward lean. That way when we lift the arm and the leg, there's a bit more load through those back muscles. Whichever position you choose what feels right for you. So maybe start with this one, and if it feels a little bit easier, try the other position. So we're leaning forward in this position, and then what we're going to do is we're going to extend opposite arm and opposite leg. And as we do this, you should feel that it will load up the muscles in the back area. We want to try and do about 8 repetitions on either side so that we're really giving those back muscles a good opportunity to develop that endurance. So that's exercise number 1. Number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to try and stay in that bent over position without support this time. We're going to use something like some light weights, so you can use some cans at home or anything that you have, and we're going to do a bent over row. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by pushing the hips back and making sure that we're keeping our trunk nice and still. Push the hips back, bring the trunk forward as far as you can. You'll get a bit of a stretch in the back of the legs. As long as that's bearable, that's completely fine. And then we're going to hold this position and we're going to bring both arms up towards the mid rib cage area. So pulling up, holding for a couple of seconds, and then slowly back down. Now the only thing that should be moving here are my arms. I should make sure that the rest of my posture stays nice and still. And I want to perform about 10 of those. I want to have a break and perform another set of 10. Now the final exercise is not involving that bent over position, but it's still going to be working on those muscles. There are other activities when we're in the garden that do load the back muscles, and most of the time that's where we're holding our arms in front. We might be reaching and holding something as we're pruning, or we might be holding a hose or a gurney, but either way we want to build up that endurance. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our lightweight, and we're going to start with the arms directly in front of the body and just hold this position if we can for 10 to 15 seconds. If it gets too much or you have a problem with your shoulder, you can just do it on the other side that's not painful, or alternatively you can try a little bit of a lower position and see if that reduces the pain in the shoulder. If it doesn't, then it's probably not the right exercise for you. Now the most important thing when we're doing this is we don't want to lean back as we're lifting the arms up. We want to keep our trunk muscles nice and tight, and we're going to lift the arms into that position. And the weight itself doesn't have to be very heavy. It's more having the arms out in front that keeps those back muscles working nice and hard. So we're going to do 2 of those, holding for about, if you can, 15 seconds. If you can go a little bit longer than that, great. Try between 15 and 20 seconds. All right? So give those a try. Let us know how you go. We do have a lot more resources on our virtual membership. We have 3 specific gardening preparation classes that you can find if you're interested. But otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed today's tip. Stay safe, stay active, and I'll see you soon for another quick exercise tip.